And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Ladies Professional Racquetball Tour. My name's Tim Baghurst, joined this evening with LPRT Commissioner TJ Bamba and professional athlete, professional player Samantha Salas from Mexico, the world number 3. Samantha, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, how are you? Nice to be here talking with you and talking with all the racquetball people.
Just before we get started, I know TJ has a lot of questions she wants to ask you, and then we want to allow the fans watching to ask questions as well. But tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into racquetball.
Okay. I started to play racquetball at the age of 12 years. My father took me to a sport club, and he always played squash. So the court is next to the racquetball court. So he was always teaching me and helping me to be better. I used to play with a lot of kids. A lot of kids every day beat me. Sometimes they don't want to play with me. I remember I wasn't good at that time, but I decided to play competitive at that age. I was just 1 month playing racquetball, and I played my first tournament, was a juniors national, and I lost in the first round, and I was so sad. I think it's the same when I lost at this age, but I remember my father told me and my mom, if you win this match, I will buy to you the best racket. So I lost 11-10 on the tiebreaker on my first ever match against the number 1 at that time in the 12 division. So next year I was in the national team, in the junior national team. And since that time, I never stopped playing. I have been playing for 21 years until now.
And I'm pretty sure you still don't like losing as well.
Yes.
If you're watching and you have a question for Samantha, you want to know a little bit more about her life and maybe her time off the court, as well as how she prepares and competes, put it in your chat box and we will get questions to her in a little while. But I'm going to turn it over to TJ. And TJ, I know you have some questions for Samantha.
Thank you, Tim. So Samantha, we're going to do just rapid fire questions, quick questions, quick answers, whatever comes to your mind. First question, what's the funniest thing you've done during the stay-at-home quarantine?
The funniest, I think just every day with my brothers. I'm joking every time. In Monterrey, I'm alone a lot of times, or with Hill, but here is just laughing all the time.
It's good for your spirit. What's your favorite movie?
I love Gladiator.
Good one. Me too. So we all know that you eat very healthy most days while you're training, but what's your favorite cheat meal?
My favorite ever is pizza. I think I can eat that every day.
Right. What's your favorite healthy meal?
Sweet potato, veggies, and meat or chicken.
All right. What's your favorite city that you've visited while traveling for racquetball?
New York.
Right. Do you like to cook?
Yes, I like. I prefer to eat the food, but I love to cook.
All right. What do you do to relax?
I have been meditating. Like 1 year ago, I started with that and works pretty well. So meditation, reading a book.
What's the last book you read?
I think was Focus. It's something about mental in sports mentality.
Good. What's the best gift you ever received?
On my 29th birthday, my mom organized a surprise party with all my family, a lot of family that I didn't see in a long time. So I remember I cried with that gift.
Oh, very nice. What's the best advice you ever received?
The best advice, I think, don't stop until it's done.
Okay. What's the worst advice you ever received?
When I'm in an uncomfortable time and someone that doesn't have a strong mind telling me, stop, you can stop, nothing matter. I prefer the persons who tell me, go, you can go for it.
Okay. Last question. What motivates you?
To be better every day, feeling that I'm giving my best, that 1% every day counts for me. So actually I have 3 years and I'm feeling stronger than ever. So that motivates me.
Good. Thank you. And Tim, I'm going to turn this back to you.
Okay, well, thanks. And Samantha, one of the questions I have is you've been able to travel around the world and play racquetball. Is there somewhere where you would love to be able to promote racquetball in the world that you have never been able to go and do?
Yes, I love to play in Europe. Someplace in Europe, I will love it.
Very good, very good. Well, just a reminder that you're watching Samantha Salas, the world number 3. If you have a question, put it in your chat box and we will get it to her. So let's go ahead and start with some of those. And the first question is from Sean Walter. Have you ever played mixed doubles? What are your thoughts on it? And would you like to see these matches occur more often? What male player would you like to play with?
I played just, I think 2 times. One time I played in the Denver World Double Championship, something like that. And I played with Javier Mar. He's so good. But my favorite player to play mixed, I think, is Daniel de la Rosa. We played in New York, in Sayotset, and we won the tournament. We beat in the final Álvaro Beltran and Monse Mejia, and was a tough division. I love that matches. I was thinking for a long time that I don't like the mixed doubles, but since that tournament, I love it. I like my partner.
TJ, she's not quite telling the truth because Samantha and I have played mixed doubles too, and I'm very disappointed you didn't mention Tim. Come on, we're 1-0.
Wasn't in a tournament.
I know.
And we play really well. I remember.
This one's in Spanish. I'm going to let you translate. I'm pretty sure I know what it says, but go ahead and answer it.
Okay, I will answer in Spanish and English if you want.
Sure.
Mi partido más difícil en dobles ha sido contra la pareja mexicana Monse Mejía y Alexandra Herrera. Son nuestra máxima competencia. Paola y yo siempre tenemos que tener una excelente estrategia contra ellas, organizarnos súper bien en la cancha y realmente todos los partidos contra ellas son duros, mentalmente y físicamente. No tengo uno en particular, hemos jugado últimamente mucho. Una vez nos vencieron 11-10 y fue un buen partido, pero pues todos contra ellas son excelentes jugadoras. In English, I will say Alexandra Herrera and Monse Mejía are our toughest opponents in doubles. Every time that we play against them, it's a battle.
We've seen it.
Yeah, they're always great matches. And TJ, I know you and I love watching those matches because you don't know who's going to win. It makes it exciting to watch.
So exciting. US Open final. right?
Don't talk to Samantha about the U.S. Open final. I
Yeah,
mean,
don't talk to me about that match.
We've had several questions from different people saying, who is your head coach? Who coaches you?
Okay, I will say my team is Hildegard Gama is my physical therapist. I have a psychologist, Luis Carlos Loera. I have a doctor, Quetzal Padron, and I have two coaches. My coach is Jan Correnteria and Jim Winterton. I have been working with Jim since October after the US Open, so they are helping me a lot. They two coaches, Janko and Jim.
We have a question from Daily Racquetball who says, what is the biggest challenge you face right now in racquetball, and how do you overcome that challenge?
The biggest challenge for me, I'm doing it right now because is to maintain my place on the top. I have been working so hard. I think I have like 8 years in the top 10 or more. So that is a big challenge for me, but I can do it. I'm still here. I'm still improving. Actually, right now, I'm working a lot on my technique because sometimes I used to injure myself in some kind of movements, but right now I'm working on that.
I have a quick question. Samantha, does that mean you're going to hit the ball even harder?
Yes, for sure. You will see. You will see in the next practice because my backhand is improving a lot. I know, and everyone knows, and all the players, all my opponents. Sometimes it's like, okay, let's serve to the left or to the backhand. I'm always fighting with that, and I'm improving. I'm hitting almost like my forehand. So,
Boy.
How are you able to practice like that when we don't have access to courts?
right now, the truth is that, okay, right now I'm in León, Guanajuato, in my hometown. I'm with my mom, my brothers, and I don't have court here.
Mm-hmm.
So every court is closed. So I'm just working on my technique, on my footwork, some drills, making shadows. Right now, I cannot even hit a wall. But the first month on quarantine, I used to hit on a wall in Monterrey, but not right now. I'm just working on my physical training. I'm feeling pretty strong, so my purpose is to be ready when we can have tournaments.
Okay. Next question from Veronica.
Okay, it's almost the same that you just asked me.
Yeah. How are you staying mentally and physically strong during this quarantine?
I will say in Spanish real fast.
Sure.
Okay. Hola, Vero. Un gusto saludarte. Me siento muy bien, me siento excelente, físicamente muy fuerte, he comido muy bien, mis hábitos alimenticios excelentes, tengo como 2 días libres a la semana y pues me siento muy bien en familia y espero estar preparada para los próximos torneos. Por el momento me siento agradecida de poder disfrutar a mi familia y pues sigo fuerte. Right.
Next question from Esther wants to know, do you and Paola ever disagree when playing doubles?
Sure. We have been playing a lot of tournaments together. Our first tournament was in 2007. So more than 13 years playing. And it's not about losing a match. It's about when we don't have like a connection or something happen that mentally and we don't talk a lot, that make us like having a problem. But we always talk. We are friends, and we are a great team.
How do you do it when you have your coaches? You mentioned Jim and Yanko, and Paula has Fran. How do you work together with the coaches when the coaches are there at the match as well?
Actually, Fran is very nice and is open with my coaches. She really have a good relationship with Yanko, and she has a really good relationship with Jim. When we play doubles in the tour, they are always talking, Jim and Fran, and they help us. If one of them is with us, the other is talking with with the person that is far. We work really good. Actually, in the tournaments representing Mexico, Yanko and Fran, they talk really well, and they just give us the main idea of what we have to do.
Next question comes from Sean Walter. He says, "What's your secret for a solid backhand?"
Thank you. My secret is the technique. I just realized that.
I think Sean wants to know what the technique is.
Right now, I know the technique. I'm happy for that. You know, I have been playing for 21 years, and I started playing. My dad helped me in everything that he can, but he's not a coach. He's my best friend. So he did everything well so I can play racquetball. But talking about the technique of a good backhand, I'm still working on that. I think Kane has the perfect technique, but the secret is footwork, doing your drills, and consistent.
Well, just to follow up with that, Daily Racquetball says you've been sharing some video of playing squash with your father. What part of playing squash helps you with racquetball?
I think the footwork, the reaction, all the endurance that you need. You need a lot of cardio and strength, because the first time I play squash, the first day here, I was so sore, and I was impressed of that because I work really good on my physique, and I play a lot of racquetball, but the squash is different. So I think that will help me to keep me all my endurance pretty high.
One of the things that TJ and I have watched over this year is that you've changed your technique, and some of that has caused you maybe not to play your best in some of these tournaments. What made you decide at in your 30s, hey, you know what, I'm going to change my technique. I've been playing this way for many years. I'm now going to change, even if I have to lose some matches to get better. What caused you to make that decision?
Okay. I think it's never late to be better. You can be better every day. Mm-hmm. Maybe if I still with that technique, I can lose more than just a season. At the end, I finished number 3, so that's pretty good. I think a lot of players want that spot, and sure. I did it right now. So just take the risk. As everyone know, I'm playing with Prokenix, so Mike Martinez helped me with that decision to work with Jim and work more on my technique. And they told me that this can happen. I lost a lot of tournaments this season, but I knew the risk since the beginning, and I don't care, because I prefer one season like saying, okay, I'll change this and that, and making a lot of adjustments. And then when I have a solid backhand or forehand or my footwork, because there's a lot of things, not only one shot. So I want to be better in every aspect that I can.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know TJ, we saw Samantha struggle earlier in the season, but she started to improve, and she was looking really good in Boston just before the season ended.
Yeah, I'm another final for Samantha. I know you worked very hard to get back into that spot, and you should say too, you're number 3 now, but you were a former number 2 player. You and number 2 Vargas have a lot of really close battles, so it keeps it very interesting for us fans.
Yes, for sure. I enjoy every final that I do, every tournament. Obviously, I love to win. I love to fight every game. Boston was a really good tournament for me. I trust in the process. I'm working on that. That shows that I'm still there. And I don't talk a lot about my personal life, but it wasn't just the change of the technique. I had some troubles, like, for example, some healthy stuff with my family, and I closed a business. So that kind of stuff, you're an athlete, but I'm still being a human. So sometimes you are not at your high level in your mental game. So that was just happened.
Can you tell us? I want to show a video, and then I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, here's a little highlight of Samantha Salas.
First diving good in the match, and 2 in the same rally here for Samantha. Well earned.
We talked about last week, TJ, about Frederique being very emotional. Samantha is not so emotional usually on the court. She contains her emotion. But Samantha, if you look back at your career, what is the match that you love the most? That was your most favorite match to play?
I think the times that I beat Paola. Obviously, I felt that win. Like I was hoping a lot of time that moment. I remember was in June of 2017, the first time in Chihuahua, Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
That time I remember I just played not my best. I think more like I'm not talking about technique. It's just because I fought so hard, because my arm was hurting a lot. I was in a lot of pain. Actually, I decided to make the surgery just after that tournament. So for me, it was really important to close that season with that win, and knowing that, okay, I'm gonna be out of the racquetball like 9 months, but at least I won. I had a big win, so I enjoy a lot. She's the number 1, so was a big win.
I remember that tournament very well, and I remember as everybody was leaving, we were sitting outside the club, and I said, congratulations, Samantha, what a way to finish the season. She said, thank you, TJ, I'll see you in 6 months. I said, what? She said, yes, I have to have shoulder surgery now. I won't be back for a while.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Let's get back to the questions. Frederique has a question. I think he says, why did you switch from eForce to Prokinetics?
Because the brand, for me, it's better. I prefer the racket. I tried the racket and I like it. And the treatment from the owner is pretty good. The quality as a person, they take care of you really well. And every player, if you see in the Prokinetics page, you can see that every birthday of the main players or the junior players, Prokinetics always say congratulations for your birthday, and is motivating all the kids and not only the pro players. And that means a lot for me.
Dick Gedney is a big fan of the show. He wants to know, what weight racket do you use? What size handle? And he wants to remember that Bolivia 2019 was amazing. Except for the final, right? Except for the final.
Yes, yes. The weight is 160, the one that I use. I like that balance. And the grip is 3/8, I think. Or I don't really know about that. And yes, Bolivia was one of my best tournaments. I really enjoy every match. I played, I think, almost against all the Bolivians players since the first round. And yes, I lost the final 11-9 against Maria. It's always a battle against her. So, but I enjoy a lot the tournament. I hope that we can have it again.
Another question coming in from Richie, and again, I'm translating, but it's basically saying, how do you juggle having two different coaches? How do you work with two different coaches effectively?
Okay, I'll answer in Spanish or English. Sure. Spanish. Okay. Yep. Tengo dos entrenadores, los dos son muy diferentes, muy diferentes. Janko a mí me ha enseñado muchísimo. Me ha llevado a amar de nuevo el racquetball. Me encanta entrenar con él. Mentalmente me hace muy fuerte. Todos los drills que él me pone me hacen mejorar. Y Jim es muy técnico, sabe todo de racquetball. Entonces, para mí, el tenerlos a los dos es, pues, realmente ser afortunada. Y pues ellos se llevan bien, así es que todo fluyendo.
The next question coming up wants to know, you do CrossFit. You do a lot of videos on social media with CrossFit. Is there a sport that you would love to play if it wasn't racquetball?
No, I love to watch tennis, but I tried before racquetball and I don't like a lot. I prefer the adrenaline that causes me the racquetball. And it's just the CrossFit and right now the squash, playing with my dad. I'm focused on racquetball. That's it.
Have you ever considered competing in CrossFit?
Yes, actually I compete 2 years ago in one national competition. There's divisions, so the first one is the RX. There's another, the advanced, the beginners, and I won the advanced. So I was number one in one competition. In team competition, we made podium one time. So I tried, but I prefer racquetball. I'm focused on that. Actually, I did that competing on CrossFit because I was scared, a little bored of racquetball. Many years playing, so I can say that CrossFit saved my racquetball career.
Another question coming in. This one's in Spanish.
Okay. You understand on English or not? You understand?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You can answer it in Spanish. That's fine.
Okay, good. En el último punto del partido, de hecho, pienso que no es el último punto del partido. Me enfoco en que es un punto más para tener más concentración, para que mi cuerpo reaccione igual, porque esto ya es cuestión de experiencia. Antes, cuando era junior o cuando era jugadora open, estás pensando en, ay, ya llevo 10 puntos, uno más y se termina, o ya llevo 14, uno más y ya voy a acabar el partido. Y la verdad es que te pones nerviosa, tu cuerpo tiene reacciones diferentes y no defines como quisieras, porque el racquetball también es un deporte de precisión y necesitas tener todos tus sentidos al tope para definir y poder ganar un partido.
Frederic wants to know, when you were just starting in racquetball, did you have an idol, somebody you looked up to on the tour?
Yes, actually I did a work for my school when you put the pictures of your idols or what you want to be. And I remember I put Ronda Rousey photo.
You're supposed to say TJ, Samantha. TJ.
No, that's the truth. I mean, actually, when I talk with people doing conference, I say that because it's true. I put her photo. I was junior and she was top of the pro players. So Ronda Rousey and Satsi Monchik.
And what was it like playing Ronda for the first time, knowing this is my idol and now I'm playing them on the court?
I want to beat her. I don't care that. I remember when I started playing the Pro Tour, I just wanted to win. I think it's the same right now.
Let's take another look at a clip we have of you. Let me just pull it up right here. Here we go.
So I guess she has Coach Fran Davis to thank for a little bit of that help with the decision
making. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Would not surprise me. That's a great get.
Smart play.
A rare commentary from Jay Josie, who's normally on the controls. Samantha, you've beaten Paula a couple of times. Not many players can say that. What is it, or how do you beat somebody like Paula who has won for so many years? You've done it. What is the secret?
I think the secret is that you have to maintain the highest level of your game all the time, because you can play one game at your 100%, and then mentally you're going down and then up. But if you play at your best level, for me at least, that worked. I know she beat me a lot of times, almost every time that we play, but I think it's controlling the pressure, controlling your feelings, not being reactive, and focus on the ball and your shot, because all the players give the ball to make a good shot. That's the truth. But just some players can define the point, and Paul is pretty good doing that. So
the LPRT switched from 11 points, best of 5, to 15, best of 3. Do you think this gives you a better opportunity to win matches, or does it give? Is there no difference?
No, there's a big difference. At the beginning of this season, I prefer the 3 of 5. I was so get used to that score system, and I felt the change. Right now, I'm enjoying this new system. It's good. You have the trees that you have less court time. Mm-hmm. So for my kind of game, that is very aggressive, I'm fighting every time, and sometimes I'm diving 3 times per point if it's a tough player. So for me, it's better right now.
Well, in relation to that, one of the questions that came in, you compete for the on the IRF, right, representing Mexico. What's the difference? What's the biggest difference competing as a player on the LPRT and representing Mexico with the IRF?
The biggest difference is the level of game, because the truth is that when you're playing an IRF tournament, sometimes you have like some matches that are not too hard, but in the LPRT, every game is a final. In the round of 32 or 16, you can play against the number 1 of Bolivia or the one of Guatemala, and they are really good.
Mm-hmm. You're in the top 3. Okay, last season you were number 2. This year you dropped to number 3. We talked about some of the reasons why. How do you stay so consistent to maintain a top 2, top 3 ranking every season? Is it the training? Is it just your diet? Is it a combination? Or what is it?
It's a combination. For me, I like to be on my best shape every time. I don't. I was in the other side when I was junior and when I started to play. Now I know which is the healthy life that I'm living right now, and I prefer this one. I have a better. I'm improving. I'm playing better in the court. I'm moving well, even if I'm older. But I think the secret is the combination: eating well, working smart, uh, trusting in the process, believing your coaches, uh, keep fighting in every aspect.
TJ, Samantha, I think you and I have both commented is one of the very most professional athletes on tour. You know, she takes care of every little detail. Even we've talked about preparing before a match. You know, she does it the right way. I've seen Samantha lose a match and the next day she's back training. And that's a testament to why she's so good every year.
I would agree 100%. And, you know, we've talked about this during some of the matches, how the top players on tour, they have a routine. And Samantha's one of those, that the routine is the same every time you go to a club, to a court to get ready for your match. It's the same routine. You have your bands, you warm up your shoulder, you have a very detailed sequence of things that you do to get yourself ready for a match. It's a game changer. It makes a difference. And for those players ranked 10 through 20 and beyond, they need to pay attention to what these top players are doing, because they earn their spots at the top of the ranks, for sure.
Yes, I always do the same warm up. I always get ready for my matches in the same way. I eat the same time, like, for example, 2 hours before my match. And yes, everything is to be prepared. And about what you say, that when I lost a match and then I'm ready to training the next day, maybe my body is not ready, but my mind needed. It's like the only thing that makes me feel better or erase that feeling of losing something, losing a match, is a training for me.
Frederick says, Samantha, do you currently have any injuries? You talked about having surgery a couple of years ago. How did it feel winning the Pan Am Games in Lima in 2019?
I don't have any injuries right now. In Boston, I had something on my knee, in my ligament, but now I'm pretty healthy. I'm good. I'm training good, and when I won in Lima was one of the best feelings. I was just talking with my family last week about the time when I went to the podium. We stepped into the first place, Paul and me, and we saw the Mexican flag, and we sing the Mexican. I don't remember the word.
Anthem.
Anthem. Yeah, anthem. Sorry. So, was the best feeling. Actually, I cried a little bit, and I was so proud of me, so proud of Paola, so proud of the effort, so proud of my country. I love to represent Mexico.
Megan wants to know, Samantha, how do you get your sweet court outfits? Are they custom made just for you?
Yes. I have a brand that is Hagen Sportwear, that is a Mexican brand in Monterrey. A friend helped me with that. And also Mike Martinez in Prokenix is taking care of me very well, doing special outfits. And yes, that's the way. I choose my outfits every time.
I think Megan may want one of those outfits, maybe from that question, but Daily Racquetball wants to know, when you're done competing as a pro in 15 or maybe 20 years, will you coach the national team or coach or teach, or do you think you'll do something completely different?
I can do both. I will love to coach sometime the national team, more in juniors. I think that is like a dream. I love to play with the kids and motivating and to share my experience. For me, is something great when they feel the words that I'm saying, or they are working in something that I just tell them. So that can happen in the future. And also, yes, doing another business.
And Dick wants to know, what's your typical daily diet? What do you normally eat every day?
Okay, a regular day, my breakfast is like white with turkey and veggies. I can eat bread or oats with fruit. And then my snack is a smoothie with protein and fruit. And my dinner, I eat two more times. So then I eat chicken, sweet potato, veggies. Sounds boring, but it's delicious. And for my body, is like battery, so good. And in my dinner, I try to don't eat a lot of carbs at the end, but I can eat everything. It's just the quantity and the quality of the ingredients. But I eat very healthy.
Well, I want to ask TJ if she has any questions in a minute, but I have one more question for you. Can you tell us something about Samantha Salas that people don't know, that is just different, that is interesting? I know you're not boring, Samantha. I know.
Something different. I don't know. Right now, I don't know.
Okay. Well, think about it. Maybe it will come to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question for you, Samantha. As sometimes there are juniors out there watching and big fans who may never or may aspire to be on a final stage like the US Open. Can you describe what it's like, what that feels like to play on a major court like the US Open or Open Bolivia in front of tons of fans just cheering, and what's that experience like?
It's the best experience. It feels really good because one time I was a junior. I went to my first US Open. I saw the finals a lot of years, not just 1 year. 10 US Open, I don't know. And I was just sitting there outside and dreaming about being there. And then I worked so hard that it makes the reality, the truth. So I can tell you to all the junior players that you can be there. You have to work hard, but even if it's difficult, it's not impossible. It's just difficult because the comfort zone is the place where you don't have to be, and you can be in that court for playing a final in the US Open like me.
That's good advice. Very good advice. Samantha, if you could play an event in any city in the world that we haven't played in yet, where would you go?
Italy.
Italy? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I've played in Italy.
That's great.
Yeah.
I would love to play there. I don't know Europe. I've never been there. So I would love to travel.
All right.
We have one more clip to show you and show everybody. Let's take a look at this final one.
Oh, did she get that?
I couldn't.
I knew you got it. Of course, I knew you got it.
Yes, I remember that point very well because it's the last tournament that I played. So I remember almost every point, and that match was amazing. And I never stopped fighting on that one.
We've talked about your backhand and how you've rebuilt your backhand to improve it. What is your favorite shot?
On my backhand,
No, just in general. If you have a shot that you want to hit, which is the one that you like the most? Probably not ceiling ball.
then I splat roll out with my forehand.
Okay.
Yeah. I shoot that one on doubles.
All right. Do you have a favorite match? Oh, okay. Go ahead, Tim.
All right, I'll do this question and come to TJ. What do you do for fun, Samantha? You've talked a lot about business, right? Working and training. What do you do for fun? What do you enjoy doing?
I go to the movies or I watch Netflix with my brothers, and I like to go to eat with my friends. What else? I don't party a lot. I used to party when I was a junior player, but right now I'm focused on this, so I don't party a lot. But I love to share time with my family. For me, that's fun, and that's it.
Do you have a favorite matchup? Somebody that you look forward to playing against on tour?
My favorite matches are with Maria Jose.
Why?
Play against her.
Why are they your favorite matches?
Because are so physical. You have to be fighting and running and diving, and both of us run for everything. The attitude motivates me.
We had another good question coming in from Rick, and he says, what do you think is the way we could go grow racquetball in your country of Mexico, but also beyond that in other countries?
I think the key is to do more camps. We can do more camps in USA and Mexico, in Canada, for the junior players. I think we can do something with a group of pro players and doing a camp with the junior players. I like that idea. So sharing more racquetball with the youngest generations.
When you look at racquetball over the last 20 years, what have you seen change? A lot of people talk about the racquetball's a dying sport. It's not going to be successful. Things like this. What have you seen?
I don't think it's dying the sport. I think we are a great sport. It's just like we need more courts. We need more promotion. As I said before, more camps. But the level of racquetball that we are playing is the best. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have been playing for many years, and I remember my first pro stop. And actually, 1 month ago, I saw a video of me. I will send to you later.
Okay.
Was slower. Was pretty good and great shots, but the speed and the balls that the players can get right now is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to follow that up and ask. Rick wants to ask again. Do you think outdoor racquetball is a good way to grow the sport?
Yes, I think it's a good way. Actually, I think I'm gonna play my first ever outdoor tournament in September. Mike Martinez from Prokenex asked me to to play, and I will love it just for fun. I never been in a outdoor court, so I will be there maybe 3 days before to try the courts. But yes, I will play that sport.
We have Jay Josie wants to know, how badly do you want a Diet Coke right now?
So bad. I really want a Diet Coke. You know me.
Jay Josie is on the controls normally at tournaments, so if you see him there, you'll probably see some kind of beverage like that next to him. So next question is from Jim Durham, and says, you have a demanding HIIT training, high intensity training. What is your recovery like? So I'm also curious, when do you stop training before a tournament so that you're rested?
Okay, my recovery schedule, I don't train on Thursday and Sunday. Those 2 days are my rest days. So you always are watching on my social media that I'm training, but Thursday is my rest day, and Sunday. And the other days, when I'm in normal times, not in quarantine, I'm training in the mornings, all the CrossFit, all the strength training, then racquetball. And in the afternoon, I always do therapy, massage, all kind of stuff to get my body ready for the next day, so I can performance at my higher level. And when I'm gonna play tournament, I stop doing the strength work. I think in the Saturday before, and then just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is just light weight, or not weight, just cardio and explosive movements.
Now, TJ and I both know that money is an important part of racquetball. And you know, TJ, we've talked on this stream about sponsoring the LPRT. You know, LPRT players must be rich, right? To be able to come to all these tournaments and play and just have a good time. But we know that's not the truth.
Yeah, I've talked many times on these chats about sponsoring the LPRT, but another opportunity for sponsors and fans out there is to actually sponsor a player like Samantha. If you want to help Samantha get to the event, because they have to pay their own way, and their hotel rooms and their airfare and entry fees. So if you wanted to reach out and sponsor a player like Samantha, I would start by following her on her Facebook page and Instagram, and connect with her. Again, there's plenty of opportunities there. Lots of creative ways to support both the LPRT and the players.
Yeah, Samantha, can you talk a little bit about what life is like as a pro player and some of the financial decisions you have to make?
Right now in Mexico, we're getting a lot of trouble to have all the expenses to go to the tournaments, and it's being hard. So if everyone wants to sponsor me, please send a message. I'm always looking for sponsors because it's hard. It's hard, like giving all your life for this sport, for your country, and train so hard every day, and being focused on the tournament when you don't have all the support. So obviously it's a good life. I love this racquetball lifestyle, and I really enjoy it. I love the LPRT tournaments, but yes, we need more promotions, more sponsors, and we are growing right now. So even if you want to make an LPRT tournament in your city, please send message to TJ to make contact. I will love to play in your city.
Absolutely. And TJ, talk a little bit about the LPRT schedule, what's happening with coronavirus, the situation with the LPRT, and kind of the potential for tournaments coming.
I'll tell you, this has been the most unique and challenging time experience for me as a commissioner, trying to get a schedule together, because there's just so much unknown. We're still at this point reached out to the club in Kansas City, and we're still very hopeful that event is going on. We're about 8.5 weeks out right now, so hopefully we'll be going to Kansas, and the players will have plenty of time to get back on courts and practice before then. After that, Las Vegas, we're crossing our fingers again for Las Vegas, and more than that, there's not a lot we know at this point. I talked to Karen and Mike Grizz the other day, and they said December. They said yes. So the other ones will fill in the blanks, and we'll figure it out as soon as I can. But there's just been so much unknown for so many people this year.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is that we need time to prepare for a tournament. For example, I saw that in USA some courts were open, but not here. Here is everything closed. I don't have a court. Actually, there's a court 2 minutes here next to my home. And I asked yesterday, and they said we don't have a date to open. And in Monterrey is the same. Janko, my coach, is always every week saying me, no, not yet. So we're hoping to have a tournament soon.
Yeah, I think everybody's in the same boat for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we did want to have a special guest, Jim Winterton, to join us this evening, but unfortunately his link isn't working, so he's not able to get on with us. And so, but TJ, he'll be on next week. Can you talk a little bit?
Yeah, we apologize to anybody who was tuning in to see. We were looking forward to Coach being on with you, Samantha. But again, stuff happens. But he will be on next week for the whole hour. Coach Jim Winterton, along with former LPRT pro Dr. Joe Shattuck, and we'll also have young up-and-coming player Erica Mania. The three of them will be on next Thursday.
It should be quite an interesting discussion across different generations for sure.
Yeah.
But want to say thank you so much to Samantha, and those of you watching, if you have questions for her, you weren't able to ask her, please reach out to her on social media. Samantha, how can people contact you or find you on social media?
Follow me on Instagram is at Violenta Salas. That's my nickname, Violenta Salas. And on Facebook, Samantha Salas Solis. That I have a fan page. In Twitter is the same, at Violenta Salas. So see you there, and I will be sharing more of my life, more of racquetball, more of this quarantine time that I'm still working now. I'm doing my best to be ready for the tournament. It was great to be here talking with you, and hope to see you soon in a tournament.
Thank you, Samantha.
Thanks to Samantha Salas for joining us. And of course, on behalf of myself, Tim Baghurst, TJ Bamba, thank you all so much for watching.